afternoon. This is Lawrence Brown, special SCHP correspondent, always keeping you in the know. And I'm here today with Dr. Joycelyn Peterson, who is the program director for Nutritional Science. And so, welcome to Keeping You in the Know.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Brown.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very well. Thank you. Great weather. So we're
yes.
excited about that.
Absolutely.
And excited to be here at Morgan in our Nutritional Science program and have some great things planned for Dr. Parker.
Yes, please tell us about your plans for nutritional science.
Well, one thing that I have a passion for the field in nutrition, and that's from childhood up. And so one of my goals and mission in life is to get as many people educated in the field of nutrition, and especially in America, because I have taught courses outside of the country. In America, there's this program called the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So one of my goals is to have as many African American individuals to become members of that team, and they are the nutrition experts for the country. So the goal is to have the students get their registration and become a registered dietitian. Now there's steps that leads towards that, and one of the things coming to Morgan I realized that they need is an internship program, because they have to do a practical piece after the end of their 4 years, or if they're a transfer student. So that's one of the plans, is that we will have an internship program for them. The academy has also increased their bar, the bar for nutrition services and nutrition education, so they're asking for a master's program to become an RD. So we're going to also roll out a master's program and an internship. Then we have a lot of students. When I came, I interviewed all the seniors and almost all the students I've interviewed, and for their needs, because we want Morgan to be a place where they feel comfortable, where they feel like their success is here, and then we want them to last through beyond the 4 years. We want them to become Morgan alum and come back and give back and so forth. So some of them are interested in culinary and culinary arts, so we are hoping to add a minor program for right now in culinary arts. So, and the list goes on, but these are the major areas, and most of all, we want to keep the students connected. We want them to follow the program as a professional degree so they can actually finish within the 4-year cycle, because sometimes people drop out depending on what's going on in their lives. So mentoring and nurturing is one of my strengths we're working with our students. And that's kind of like a quick umbrella of what we want to see. We would like to improve some of the courses within the sequence that we have right now. So we will be working on that. Nutrition assessment, those are courses that are not in the program right now, so we will put those in.
So how big is the nutritional science program, faculty and students?
Right, so far we have about 70 students in the program for all of the disciplines, from freshman to senior, and we will be graduating 15 this year, 2019, and we have 3 faculty full-time. Then we have a couple of contract faculty. We have a course that's one of the required courses in Morgan State, and so we offer Introduction to Nutrition. I'm excited about that, and so we are changing to put it online, some of it online. So this way we can kind of take some of that time. We have like about 50% of our faculty's time is geared towards teaching that introductory course. So we're putting it online starting this summer. If all goes well, Dr. Kanjabi will be teaching it. And this way, their time then can be, used for other more areas in their field instead of just the introduction program. And it's a good course, but we need that time, and also for research. So we want to do some great things for research. I'm so excited. Yes. So research is going to be some real good things in food science, and we want to take products that we think can benefit a person's health and do some research on it, and then maybe even get involved with having some students be a part of that, and then get some things in the literature.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm very concerned about is lead poisoning here in Baltimore.
Okay,
and so
yes.
I wonder, could your program and through research come up with something more palatable, especially when people are living and affected
Yes.
by food apartheid, living in
Right.
food deserts. That's
Deserts,
an
yes.
older term, but
Mm-hmm.
do you have something that could help with that issue?
Well, for the lead levels that can be so high, we probably need to look at trying to see if we can incorporate some other foods to help them with their diet plan. For children especially, I think that's the one that they are the ones that suffer the most. And looking at the if we can find out what the lead levels are, if we know that it's in that particular area, we want to increase a lot more vitamin C and iron-rich foods. Those things can help. Well, what happens? The lead levels cuts the iron, the iron absorption. So, and vitamin C is another one that increases iron absorption. So we can look at how we can monitor those children and maybe increase with vitamin C intake and see will happen. Even if we are not able to get places to really grow fruits, but maybe just distribute to homes or areas. And I think the schools, I would like to look at some of the school system if certain individuals live at a certain area. But we have so many elementary schools. There's right one there on Loch Raven, where I am living right now, that we can work with the school system and then identify where they're coming from, where the zip codes are, and then come up with some information to help them, because they're eating a good part of their diet is at the school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we could probably enhance their diet from the school setting than from the home, because the home may not have the kinds of foods that would help enhance, enhance their body's system to reduce, because it builds the immune system and reduces that level of lead as much as possible.
Well, I'm fascinated to see more research,
Yes,
more work in that area,
yes.
particularly such a big crisis
Right.
here in Baltimore. So I'm curious, where do you want to take this program in the next 5 years?
Oh
here in Morgan?
yes, yeah. Well, Morgan, it's a nutritional science program, and that's what I'm excited about. It's not just a dietetics program, so we're not just here to have dietetics, but we are looking at nutrition for in different areas. So when you look at nutrition for sports, so we're going to add some tracks. So we want to have nutrition, sports nutrition. We're adding the culinary track to collaborate with hospitality management. I've already had that conversation.
So like the food that's served here on campus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so we want also to the hospitality program will add their track of culinary arts. There's not such a program, and so a lot of the hospitality students are asking for culinary. So we will join in with them. So that's another track. The other track we want to do is nutrition and wellness, and because we have a license for catering, I want to expand the catering services. To
Nutritional Science has a catering license?
Yes, somehow or another.
How about that?
We found that out and we renewed it quickly.
Yes, yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So what we would like to do is offer 8 weeks to wellness in some of the corporate places in around Baltimore. And in doing so, we will teach and have the students get a chance to do their practice exercises and also provide food, so that we will provide healthy meals for them and build some income, because research is good and we get research money, but we want sustainability.
Right.
And if you have that set up that way, then you have funds coming in on a regular basis. So I do have another office, so one of the days we can meet there. The other office is at the kitchen in Earl Graves building on the ground floor. Nice office, and I have started on Wednesdays I'm over at that office.
Okay.
And so we're building the food component. So we had 3 food events for the spring, and a lot of people attended. Our last one was in March, National Nutrition Month, and we had over 100 individuals come through, so they tasted some of the healthy foods that we had. And in the fall, we're going to be doing some other events with food, but more like a conference. We'll have some ideas for conferences. So other individuals from other schools. Now, Morgan is really in the they are in the driver's seat because it's one of the only single program that has um, this dietetic component. So a lot of schools may have nutrition, but they don't have the registration to become a registered dietitian. They don't have that first step. And so we do get a lot of transfer students from Towson and other schools, because there are only two other schools, University of Maryland and Hopkinson has a program that offers dietetics for the registration. And so Morgan will be the third school to start off with the internship in another year.
Wow.
So our students, when they graduate, 15 of them, they will not have to go anywhere else. They just go from one step to another.
How about that?
So they'll get right into the internship. There are many hospitals in the area, so that they will have places to do their supervised practice.
That's fantastic.
So we're looking for sports nutrition, and then we got a call about forensic nutrition. So we have said yes that we could do a master's in forensic nutrition.
Forensic nutrition. Now,
Yes.
for those like me who don't know what that is, what is forensic
Well,
nutrition?
forensic nutrition is, when you look at nutrition and wellness, you eat certain things so that you can maintain health and be healthy. Forensic nutrition looks at the diseases and see how, if you put in a certain food or certain type of diet, will that be able to take care of that disease?
Oh, wow.
So it's looking at it from the opposite. And it's like how you do forensic, how they go the mystery kind of thing. They go around trying to figure out how did this person die?
Right.
Yeah, what did they die of? And how could
So
they?
what
So
did
what
we
we will
eat?
look at, what could we eat to help to prevent that problem?
Oh.
So for instance, right now you look at, and I think I shared it in that meeting, we look at the turmeric. And so a lot of people are saying, turmeric might be able to help. So what we would do is look at somebody who has that disease of, arthritis and so forth, and maybe administer a certain amount of turmeric into their diet, and then test them a little later and see if that disease process goes back, reverses, or does it help in any way.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were asked to get a program very quickly, so we had thought about that because Dr. Signal said that was something that we were interested in. And then there's a new thing coming up with hemp, hemp and its research. So we are going to join in. One of the schools have asked us to join in and offer some courses looking at hemp, because hemp has some benefits to the body.
So speaking of the body, I'm trying to lose a little weight.
Okay.
And so I want to get a couple of tips from you, nutrition wise.
Yeah.
What can a brother eat to slim down a little bit?
Down.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that as we study, as we engage in more sedentary lifestyle, our metabolism slows down. And so there's something called to boost the metabolism. And boosting the metabolism is looking a little more protein foods, and engaging in maybe having your diets to look at variations. So one day you may enjoy some carbohydrates, and then the next day you slacken off on that, and then you add more protein. So the protein concept and exercise is very important. And so I can't talk about nutrition without talking about the exercise part. And so we need to get into some kind of activity that will keep us going. Now I've sent out on an email about an exercise that you can do right at your desk. And I sent it to Jasmine to let them know that you can do some of these stretching exercises and work on certain areas of the body even while you're sitting.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
That's great.
And then water intake is very important, because you can lose quite a bit of weight by substituting water for juices and sodas and so forth. So you kind of look at the overall plan and help people by asking them to make few changes at a time and enjoy some more vegetables. One thing when the weather gets warm like it is now, people are not into the comfort foods. They want smoothies, they may want a lot of liquids. And so you find, if you do studies, that people who, when you take their blood test during the summer, their cholesterols are down, and then you take that in December, their cholesterols are up. because they're eating the comfort foods and they're not exercising as much. So, and the high-fat foods. Yep, the seasonal. So it should be better. And then you get into some type of sport. That's another thing that we need to. One of the things that I'm concerned about, we began working with the students, and I did share that when I first came in August with the president and the other faculty, new faculty, is we need to care for each other. So we are caring for students so much, and then people are passing out, or they have diabetes, or they have weight concerns and so forth. We need some type of way that we can work together so that we're helping each other with their health while we help our students get their success stories built and so forth. So I would like to see something done like within our department, and just to kind of, it's sort of like a monitoring or accountability or so. Let's see, if we take, how they exchange numbers for Christmas gifts. Yeah, I think exchange numbers, how you can help one of your other faculty members so work through their health issues or help them with some of their health plans, that kind of a thing, and see what happens at the end. So I'm concerned about also with that, because when you see somebody in pain and you can help them, but you don't want to push yourself in and say things to them. But if people know that we all going to care for each other, then it comes to a point where you can do some of those, personal things to help them.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah,
and so the last thing I want to ask you is, I hear you're from Trinidad.
Yes.
So what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, in my spare time, I like to cook. So I will make roti and all this West Indian food.
You do jerk chicken?
Well, no, I'm vegetarian.
Oh, Lord. I would have been over her house.
Yes, my daughter does.
Do you do jerk vegetables?
Yeah, my daughter does the chicken part. She will help. But my going over to the office on Wednesdays, what has happened really, and this was not a plan of mine, but there is something called a 50-25, or where you have folks who have been out of school for 50 years, they can join in, and they graduation. I don't know how to explain it well enough, but there's a lady by the name of Miss Davis, and she will be, in 2022, she would have graduated from Morgan for 50 years. So what she's doing is working with students who will graduate at that time in their 4 years. They want to keep them to be with Morgan for the 4 straight years, right? So the retention rate stays up. So she contacted a lot of the students, and they're interested in cooking, or they want to learn how to cook. So on Wednesdays, we started a Cooking for Fun class in the kitchen at Earl Graves building from 3 to 5:30.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I'm there, and so Tommy, Chef Tommy comes in and helps us, and so we do a lot of different dishes and have them enjoy. Then they send pictures of the mom, or say, I'm cooking. The mom is like, what? You never did lift a thing in the kitchen when you were home. What is Morgan doing over there to you? And they're all very excited. And all of these individuals are not residents of Maryland, only one. All of the rest is about 15 of them. They come from different states. Wow. So this is a Cooking for Fun class that we have from week to week. So that's fun. And we have also joined in, just as we're talking about being at the kitchen, we've joined in with the Food Resource Center. And we are providing recipes, food demonstrations, and talking about healthy eating as the students come and get their food once a month on a Friday afternoon. Yes, there's a lot going on,
I'm amazed. We definitely need to promote this program and lift it up and make sure that it receives all of the attention and credit that it deserves. So thank you so much, Dr. Peterson. I appreciate you. I was just really happy that you interviewed me early. Yes. So we can come back and check in another year. Absolutely. What has been happening here. So, Absolutely. So we're excited. We love our students, and we will be having a really well designed pinning ceremony for our graduates, so that they can feel, and the juniors will attend so they can see what will happen for them the next year. And our goal is to increase numbers for our enrollment.
So we've gone to a couple of the schools. We've gone to trade school in culinary, and we're looking to go to another high school in the area just to encourage them
Pipeline,
about,
huh?
yes, to
Very
get our
smart.
students to come. And we want to share with them some good stuff about nutrition. Also, Dr. Tucker is going to be involved with a gardening program, so in the community. So we have a lot on the plate, but we're doing real well. Dr. Faraji has a veggie meter where you test to see how your beta carotene is in your body. And he has 100 people that's going through right now. He's up to 60, so he's doing real well. By June, he needs to get all of them in.
Right.
And they're offered $75, so any student that's
$75.
I know.
How
to get
can
their
I
blood
sign up
drawn.
for this?
So to get their blood drawn,
$35.
yeah, between 18 and so forth. So we're really glad about that. That's some local real research that we're doing right now. So I'm glad for the team that we have, and they all seem to be very cordial. And our administrative person, we can't forget Miss Evelyn, Miss Evelyn Gainey, all of a sudden a name friend. But Miss Evelyn Gainey has been, the backbone with all of the things.
You were just so overwhelmed with all that she does. You couldn't even get the last name out.
I said, wait a minute. And Friday we had an open house, which was very nice.
Friday?
Yeah, we had Friday an open house.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it
Oh, my
was
goodness.
fantastic. And we have a good number of people, at least 5 or 6 individuals who are going to be coming into nutrition. So. And we will get more as we pass the word out. And of course, I did my spill on nutrition for them. I said, whether or not you choose nutrition, this is what you need to do. Here's your plate. So we had the plate and show them what they need to eat. I said, that's I said, so whether you choose whatever you choose, you're going to choose nutrition one way or the other, either as a major or as you live.
Right, as a lifestyle,
you
right?
got lifestyle, you got to eat. So
Absolutely.
I realized we're in a good profession. And I have written, just to let you know, I've written different books. These are some of my books that I've written. This one here,
Oh, wow.
Plant-Based Cuisine, and then one, It's All Good, International Cookbook, but it's all vegetarian, so.
Wonderful. Well, we need to get more into plant-based cuisine.
Yeah, because it helps with not
I feel it'll
everyone's
help
going
with my weight if I did that.
Yeah, because some of the fat will go down because it will be more plant-based. And some days, they have meat out Mondays. That's a national thing now. Yeah, on Mondays they tell people don't eat any meat on Mondays, and that's for the whole country. They call it meat out Mondays. And then people eat fish on Fridays, depending on their religious, belief and so forth. So, yeah. All thing is to increase fruit and vegetable intake, because the research shows that the disease process is reduced in all areas where people increase plant-based by eating more plant foods. So along with their other meals, So it's been fun, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
thank you so much.
All right,
and I hope you all join in again on Keeping You in the Know. I'm your SCHP correspondent, Lawrence Brown. Thank you for tuning in.
Take care. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
I learned a great deal.
Oh, yeah.